Is this the Joshua Forest we're going through?
This is the Joshua Forest, yes.
The Joshua Forest is habitat for a couple different types of animals, isn't it?
It absolutely is. What we're going into right now is called the Highland Range, and that's where the bighorn sheep that we're hopefully going to see today live. Right around the Highland Range is the Paiute Valley area of critical environmental concern, and that area is a habitat for the desert tortoise, which is an endangered species here. There's of course there's tons of little lizards and birds. There's a gnatcatcher that's out here. And actually in the Joshua trees here, I'm sure you can see how large they are and woody. There's actually even a woodpecker that lives out here, and that's pretty rare, obviously for the Joshua trees, but since they're so large and woody, they have a greater habitat here.
So where do we go from here?
We're actually going to head up the road right here. In just a little bit, we'll probably see some bighorn tracks. So if that's the only thing we see today, at least we'll see a little something.
Now, how can you tell that it's a bighorn track?
They actually have a really distinctive footprint. It's basically a round circle, and in the middle of it there's going to be two indentations. In the more sandy, rocky, it'll just be a small print. Their feet are about 2 inches wide, so it'll be a smaller imprint, but we will be able to see it distinctively.
Such little feet.
They do have little feet. Their feet are actually interesting. It's one of the things that helps them climb so well. The outside of the hoof is hard and brittle, like a cow or horse hoof, and then the inside is a soft material that actually helps them grip, so when they're running up the mountains, it helps them get a little more traction.
Like hang on, pinpoints.
Exactly, exactly.
The males are the rams, the females are the ewes, right?
Correct.
The rams fight by butting heads.
Right.
What is that about?
It's actually, they're not fighting. What they're doing is trying to declare dominance for the preferred female. So what they'll do is they'll ram their heads into each other until basically one submits and runs off, and then the dominant male gets to have the female. When they're running together, they can run at speeds of about 25 miles an hour, and the contest can last 20 hours or more. Wow.
As we hike, we come across a series of tracks. Kirsten identifies some of them as bighorn.
See the ones in the row there, the little small?
The ones that go straight forward?
Exactly. They actually go in a straight line here. So
you can see them going straight up the line.
Mm-hmm.
So their hooves actually fall in alignment with their body?
They do. It's interesting. The way we walk, it sort of goes left, right, left, right. But when the animals go, it's actually, they have 2 feet on the ground at the same time, so they just go in a straight line.
They'd be great on a street curb.
They would, wouldn't they?
We haven't seen any bighorn yet, but even so, this is a beautiful place to hike. The sheep may enjoy living in these mountains, but we love just looking at them. The sloping hills and rock outcroppings create a lovely desert scenery as we move to higher ground.
Over here on our left, we're going to see a spring. I don't think it's the original natural spring, but since it's starting to get dark, maybe this is a spot that we can see. This would be a great example of where they would use their gripping hooves to get down there and get a little sip while still keeping a good eye out on everything.